When you look at the universe, you see motion everywhere. Stars orbit, rivers flow, air moves, heat spreads, planets rotate, waves ripple, nothing stays still. But this motion is not random. It follows direction. It follows gradients. It flows along paths where change is possible. Direction is one of the deepest principles guiding how the universe grows, evolves, and organizes itself. Today we explore why direction matters, what gradients truly are, and how they help the universe climb from simple beginnings to complex structure. Let's begin. Part 1. What is a gradient? A gradient is simply a difference. Hot to cold, high pressure to low pressure, high elevation to low elevation, high energy to low energy, high concentration to low concentration. Whenever there is a difference, something moves. Heat flows from hot to cold. Air flows from high pressure to low, water flows downhill. Particles spread out. Energy spreads from where it is dense to where it is thin. This movement is not just motion, it is direction. Direction appears because differences appear. Gradients create the arrows that guide the universe. Part 2. Direction creates structure. If the universe had no gradients, everything would be uniform. No flow, no direction, no heat transfer, no chemical reactions, no movement, no life. Gradients break sameness. They create tension. They create possibility. Hot and cold interacting creates weather. Pressure differences create wind. Energy differences create reactions. Chemical gradients create metabolism. Electrical gradients create thoughts. Without gradients, nothing would happen. With gradients, the universe becomes active, dynamic, and alive with pattern. Part 3. Flows move, information. When something flows along a gradient, it carries information. A river carries information about rainfall and terrain. A heat wave carries information about energy sources. Nerve impulses carry information about the world. Star winds carry information about a star's life. Gravity waves carry information about massive cosmic events. Flow is not just motion. Flow is communication. Gradients guide flows. Flows move information. Information shapes structure. This is how the universe evolves meaningfully, not randomly. Part 4. Direction creates positive and negative feedback. Direction is not one way. It creates loops. Positive feedback amplifies direction. A small flow becomes bigger. A tiny spark becomes a storm. A small mutation becomes a new trait. A small difference becomes a large effect. Negative feedback counteracts direction. A rising temperature triggers cooling. A heartbeat speeds up, then slows down. An ecosystem stabilizes after a disturbance. Direction and feedback working together keep the universe balanced while still allowing growth. Part 5. Why life cannot exist without gradients. Life depends on gradients. Cells store energy by maintaining chemical gradients. Your nerves fire because ions flow down gradients. Your muscles contract because gradients trigger movement. Your body regulates itself using gradients of temperature, pressure, and chemical balance. An organism is not a static object. It is a gradient machine. Life lives in the flow between differences. Without gradients, life stops instantly. Part 6. Gradients drive cosmic evolution. Gradients operate at every scale. At the atomic scale, electrons flow along energy gradients to form bonds. At the chemical scale, reaction networks form by flowing along chemical gradients. At the cellular scale, nutrients move through membranes because concentration gradients exist. At the planetary scale, weather forms from heat gradients. At the galactic scale, matter flows toward gravity wells. At the cosmic scale, the early universe expanded because of pressure and energy gradients. Direction is the universe's engine. Gradients are the fuel. Part 7. Without direction, the universe freezes. If all gradients disappeared, heat would stop moving, weather would stop, stars would stop burning, cells would stop functioning, thoughts would stop forming. Rivers, oceans, and winds would grind to a halt. The universe would become motionless, flat, and devoid of change. Gradients are what keep the universe from falling into stillness. They give everything away to move forward. Part 8. Connecting this to PIWCWG. Now let's connect this. PIW, the persistence information. Weave explains how information flows from moment to moment. Flows follow gradients. Information rides these flows. Persistence is possible because gradients give direction. CWG. The Carroll-Wells gradient explains how persistence moves up through layers of structure, from particles to atoms to molecules to cells to organisms to ecosystems to planets to galaxies. Each layer has gradients that guide how information moves. Cosmic gradients, biological gradients, cultural gradients, mental gradients. The universe builds its layers by following the direction that gradients create. Gradients are the rails that persistence slides along. Part 9. The universe chooses paths of least resistance. Here is a deep idea. Systems move in the direction that requires the least effort and creates the most stability. Water flows downhill. Heat spreads outward. Cells move toward nutrients. Animals follow food sources. Galaxies settle into stable orbits. This is not randomness. It is optimization. The universe chooses paths that are easy to follow but rich in structure. Gradients guide these paths, so the next time you feel a breeze, watch a river flow, see a storm forming, or even notice your own thoughts drift, remember this: direction is everywhere. Gradients shape everything. Flows carry information that holds the universe together. Without direction, the universe would be frozen. With direction, the universe becomes dynamic, growing, and full of possibility. Join us next time for episode 28, where we explore how information travels through time and why memory, inheritance, and cosmic history are all part of one giant flow. I'm Charles Carroll. Thank you for listening to this episode.